What do you want your legacy to be?
Well, I want somebody else to define the legacy. I've kind of banned the use of the L word, legacy word. I think history will get right, to point out the things I did wrong and perhaps some of the things we did right.
We are back with Jenna's interview with her beloved grandfather. That was on his 88th birthday from one of your family's favorite spots, Kennebunkport, Maine.
The tears are already here. Today would have been President Bush's 100th birthday. The George and Barbara Bush Foundation are now holding a 3-day centennial commemoration at the George H.W. Presidential Center in College Station, Texas. Special events and tributes for the family and the public. They are celebrating his extraordinary commitment to public service. Of course, Jenna's here. She's got a very personal tribute. Hey, Jenna.
Yeah, I do. Well, we all miss him so dearly. And on this day, I'm remembering the lessons he taught us and finding comfort in his ever-present love. My Gampy wrote beautiful letters to those he loved.
This should be a very easy letter to write.
Letters filled with devotion.
Remember the old song? I'll be there ready when you are. But I'll be there ready when you are, for there's so much excitement ahead.
Love.
And I shall be strengthened every day by our family love, which lifts me up every single day of my life.
And in the case of my grandmother, longing.
I was only trying to keep up with Barb Pierce in Rye, New York. I love you.
I love you too.
So on what would be his 100th birthday, a letter for him. Dear Gampy, we miss you. We miss your letters and emails. We miss racing through the waves of the Atlantic on your boat, fishing, laughing and debating around the dinner table. We miss your rules. Don't be afraid to shed a tear when your heart is broken or because a friend is hurting. Nobody likes an overbearing big shot. And as you succeed, be kind to people. Thank those that help you along the way. We miss your quiet compassion, like the time you shaved your head for the son of your Secret Service agent who had leukemia.
It was the right thing to do.
We miss your belief that we are better when we work together.
We as a people have such a purpose today. It is to make kinder the face of the nation and gentler the face of the world.
And your lifelong devotion to our country as one of the youngest Navy pilots in World War II.
Are we ready? Ready to jump. Let's go.
We remember your love of skydiving this week. Many of your grandkids, inspired by you, will jump out of a plane. Your milestone birthday tradition that you so proudly did in honor of our nation's military and your service.
We've been blessed by a family that's together.
You have been gone for 8 years, but we feel you still as we look into the sky and see 1,000 points of light.
For a better America, for an endless, enduring dream and 1,000 points of light.
In simple acts of love and in the smiles of your great-grandchildren. Devotedly, Jenna.
I know, wow. Yeah. You know, it's so crazy, and I know many of you have lost people you love, how when you mark an occasion after they're gone, it's really hard to even believe it's been 8 years since I've gotten to see him.
And so some of your cousins are going to jump out of a plane?
Yes,
You did it, so everyone's getting...
Our cousins, they're all celebrating in College Station. You know, I'm here with Hoda, so I'm not going to be there, but they are jumping out of a plane to celebrate him. There's other fun things they're doing to celebrate.
I mean, the life lessons he taught that you summed up in that short piece were incredible. And what struck me so was the kindness.
Yeah.
It's like we're better when we're kinder. And you told me a story of one time when your grandfather was in a wheelchair and President Obama was landing somewhere. He made sure that he was there to mark that moment.
He said if the President of the United States flies through your airport, you go and you greet him. There was also a letter that we wanted to include that went viral a couple of years ago that he wrote to President Clinton after he lost, which was just basically, to sum up, was, "You're my president now, and I'm rooting for you." And that was after, you know, a vicious campaign, where his heart was broken because he felt like he didn't finish the job.
I mean, listen, you know, your family obviously misses him. America misses him. America misses George H.W. Bush. in a big way.
And the integrity. It's just a better time. Where people talked about kindness.
Well, and I think, we can all learn from it.
Yes.
It's not over,
We also need it. That's the learn. We need it desperately.
But he would say, and he loved this, he would sit around with friends of all different faiths, of all different political parties, and he loved to debate. That was his favorite thing to do, and we would sit at that table, and sometimes there were tears, sometimes there was anger, but there was always love at the root of it. So I would say, think about all of those who came before, the greatest generation. When we looked at D-Day last week, let's learn from them and their sacrifice of service and family and love, but also conversation.
Simple civility.
And gentleness. I mean, that was, I remember as a little kid, when I first learned to read, I went to the grocery store with my mom, and I saw the word wimp on the cover, I think, of New. That was, I remember as a little kid, when I first learned to read, I went to the grocery store with my mom, and I saw the word wimp on the cover, I think, of Newsweek magazine, and a picture of my grandpa. And it was so, I knew the word, because we called that, I didn't, but other bullies said wimp on the playground. It was a very popular word in that time. And it was because he was gentle. He led with kindness. He wanted to be the type of leader that listened and so it was a stark contrast. I think being gentle and leading with love is actually the opposite of being that listened and so it was a stark contrast. I think being gentle and leading with love is actually the opposite of being a
It's a great act of strength, actually. Wow.
Anyway.
I was bringing this into my office to hang a picture because I had it at home. I spoke at an event for your grandpa and grandma, and they sent me the loveliest letters. Sign this. It's one of my prized possessions.
I love that.
I have this. I'm getting ready to hang it in my office, and I just wanted to share it because they meant so much to so many people.
That's cool.
That's sweet.
That was a beautiful
sharing
letter.
that.
That was a beautiful letter.
It was therapeutic to write.
The letter writing for that generation too.
And by the way, to have those. They're the most prized possessions.
They're wonderful.
Thank you guys.
Love you.